I'd like to welcome everybody to coming to our Veterans Memorial Ceremony today. It's nice to see so many of you here. I'm sorry we can't be outside, but it's kind of inclement weather today. It's really important that we honor all our veterans, those who answer the call. And many of them gave the ultimate sacrifice, and others gave of their time, their blood, and their sweat. So we need to honor every one of them. This time I'd like to call the Veterans Memorial Commission to come forward. Les, you want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to ask singer Matthew Schlesinger, Hoffman High School Choir Director, to sing the national anthem. Matthew?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was beautiful. Veterans Day is the specific day that we say thank you to all of our veterans for their service to our great country. Those who have risked their lives for our freedom have the respect and gratitude of our nation, not only today on Veterans Day, but each and every day. Your support for those who wear the uniform brings great pride to our country. The American people stand with our military families. Today we pay tribute to those veterans, 25 million veterans, who have worn the uniform of the United States of America. Each of these men and women took an oath to defend America. They upheld that oath with honor and decency through the generations. They have humbled dictators and liberated continents and set a standard of courage and idealism for the entire world. They can all know that America is proud of their service. On Veterans Day, we also remember the troops who left America's shores but did not live to be thanked as veterans. On this Veterans Day, we honor the courage of those who were lost in our difficult struggle. We think of the families who lost a loved one. We pray for their comfort. And we remember the men and women in uniform whose fate is still undetermined, our prisoners of war, and those missing in action. America must never forget their courage. All of America's veterans have placed the nation's security before their own lives. Their sacrifice creates a debt that America can never, ever fully repay. We don't know the course of the current struggles will take or the sacrifices that might lie ahead. We do know, however, that the sacrifices of our men and women currently serving in the military deserves our never-ending support. At this time, I'd like to call up Les Montag to speak about the origins of Veterans Day. Les?
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming today. November 11th is the anniversary of the armistice. At 5 a.m. on Monday, November 11th, 1918, the Germans signed the armistice and an order was issued for all firing to cease. The hostilities of the First World War ended. This day began the laying down of arms, blowing of whistles, impromptu parades, closing of places of business. All over the globe there were many demonstrations. No doubt the world had never before witnessed such rejoicing. In November of 1919, President Woodrow Wilson issued his Armistice Day proclamation. This paragraph set the tone for future observances. To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroisms of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nation. In 1927, Congress issued a resolution requesting President Calvin Coolidge to issue a proclamation calling upon officials to display the flag of the United States on all government buildings on November 11th and inviting the people to observe the day in schools and churches. But it was not until 1938 that Congress passed a bill that each November 11th shall be dedicated to the cause of world peace and hereafter celebrated and known as Armistice Day. That same year, Franklin D. Roosevelt signed a bill making a day of legal holiday in the District of Columbia. For 16 years, the United States formally observed Armistice Day, with impressive ceremonies at the tomb of the unknown soldier, where the chief executive or his representative placed a wreath. In many other communities, the American Legion was in charge of the observance, which included parades and religious services. At 11 a.m., all traffic stopped in tribute to the dead. Then volleys were fired and taps sounded. After World War II, there were many new veterans who had little or no association with World War I. The word armistice means simply a truce. Therefore, as years passed, the significance of the name of the holiday changed. Leaders of veterans groups decided to try to correct this and make November 11th the time to honor all who had fought in various American wars, not just in World War I. In Emporia, Kansas, on November 11, 1953, instead of an Armistice Day program, there was a Veterans Day observance. Ed Rees of Emporia was impressed that he introduced a bill into the House to change the name to Veterans Day. After this passed, Mr. Rees wrote to all state governors and asked that for their approval and cooperation observing the changed holiday. The name was changed for Veterans Day by Act of Congress on May 24, 1954. In October of that year, President Eisenhower called on all citizens to observe the day by remembering the sacrifices of all those who fought so gallantly and to rededication to the task of promoting and enduring peace. The President referred to the change of name to Veterans Day in honor of the servicemen of all American wars. That's the story of Armistice Day. And at this time, I'd like everybody to please stand. Would everybody please face east for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be reseated.
As you all know, World War I, the war to end all wars, didn't end all wars, and the struggle continues, and we continue to be amazed and humbled by the dedication and service of those who serve our great country at the risk of their lives. So thank you all very much. I want to thank Matthew Schlesinger for his wonderful solo. I want to thank band director Brian Ferguson and all the students for their participation. It's really nice that Hoffman Estates High School always contributes to this ceremony. They've done it for years, and we thank them very much. We also want to recognize and remember U.S. Marine Corps Corporal Ryan Cummings, past member of the Hoffman Estates High School Band, who was killed in action in Iraq in 2006. And now I'd like to introduce the Hoffman State's band. They're going to play Salute to America's Finest. We ask each veteran to stand up when their service song plays. Thank you all. We want to thank all of you who have served. At this point, I'd like to reintroduce the Hoffman State's band. They're going to play God Bless the USA. thank band director Brian Ferguson and all the students for their participation. Also thank Matthew Schlesinger for his wonderful solo. You know, with a big round of applause for Hoffman Estates High School. I also want to thank the Hoffman Estates Veterans Commission for putting this event on every year. They do an outstanding job, and every Sunday at 1 p.m., rain, sleet, snow, tornadoes, hurricanes, whatever. They're out there doing the flag rotation. A day like today wouldn't discourage you folks at all, so thank you. At this point, the commission can retire. Thank you, members of the commission. Again, I want to thank all of you for coming. Veterans Day is one day of the year, but we should remember our veterans every day. One day hardly suffices. We're able to live the lives we live because of the sacrifices they've made throughout the history of this great country. So we need to always remember that. So thanks again for coming. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you next year.